Oh, no! Well, Nancy, things are not looking good. What the heck happened? This case started out so well. I mean, what could be better than waking up in Venice, Italy?
Hello, you must be the American Margarita mentioned. I'm Colin Baxter.
I'm Nancy Drew.
I became fascinated with art in general and mosaics in particular when I was at Oxford. Oxford University. That's where I'm from, actually. Oxford, England. At least, that's where I was born. I live here now and intend to do so for a very long while. Although I say that with no small amount of guilt.
Why do you feel guilty?
People like me and Helena are the reason true Venetians are slowly going extinct. We foreigners come to Venice, fall in love with her, and wind up staying. High demand for food and housing results in high prices, which in many cases means the people who were born here have to leave because they can no longer afford to live here. You know, I have some slides of various tesserae. Not only are they enormously informative, but they're also quite beautiful. Would you like to see them?
Sure.
Marvelous. Here we go. Outstanding color.
I think I've seen enough.
Very well. I thought I had at long last found a kindred spirit, someone who shared my passion for beauty, for art, but you apparently are like everyone else, interested only in what something is worth instead of what it offers the soul.
No, please. I'd stay, but I really do need to be somewhere.
Oh, a parcel was just delivered for you. It's by the door.
Thank you.
Buongiorno. And again, welcome to Carnas Costa. I see you finally decided to get up.
Actually, I've been up for a while.
Good for you. I got up, showered, and came straight up here. If it's a daytime and it's sunny, no matter the time of year, this is where you will find me. They say the sun gives you wrinkles and worse. And that may be true, but it also makes you tan. To me, to be tan is good. Have you gone outside the car yet?
No, not yet.
Just do not forget to take your key and lock the front door whenever you leave. This is not the Palazzo Grassi, but I do have several valuable pieces of art. And with Il Fantasma, this phantom thief, running around and stealing everything, I prefer not to take any chances.
I met the guy who's restoring the big mosaic in the main room. He's pretty intense.
Colin Baxter? I do not know how any man can find happiness looking at pieces of painted rock all day. Talking to him, it's like taking a sleeping pill. Que barba. But they say he is good, and so he works for me.
I'll let you get back to your sunbathing.
Padronissimo. And Nancy, that blouse you are wearing, you should change it.
Oh! Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Here, I'll get those.
You must be my newly arrived roommate. I'm Helena Berg.
I'm Nancy Drew. Sorry for all the commotion when I came in last night. My plane got in 3 hours late.
No need to worry about waking me up. I can sleep through almost anything. Well, I'm sure you have things to do and places to go, so I won't keep you. Oh, by the way, there's a parcel for you in the entryway. Ciao.
Ciao, this is Nancy Drew.
Yes, is this Detective Leporace?
Si, but please, to you I am just Sophia.
I'll remember that, Sophia.
Why do you call? Knopf be watching Fongo, he's not in his office.
I know, I just wanted to make sure this PDA thing works.
Perché facciamo la stessa strada.
That's my pager. Antonio Fongo is in his office. Time to go to work. This looks interesting. Better go somewhere private and call Sophia.
He removed something from the pigeon's leg. You are positive?
Yes, he removed something, kind of studied it, then left the office.
Maybe he is using a trained pigeon to communicate with someone. Yes, this could be true, because we know that by phone he talks to almost no one. Here is what we will do. I will deliver to you a tracking device. You will sneak into Fango's office when he is not there and feed it to the pigeon. After that, you can use your PDA to see in what direction it has flown. After you have fed the tracking device to the pigeon, you must do two things. You must find out where the pigeon goes when it leaves Fango's, and you must discover what it is carrying.
Hello, Nancy, right? So, how do you like Venice?
Oh, it's incredible!
I think Venice is the most fascinating city in the world. Its history, its art, its layout, everything about it is so rich and so beautiful, and there's so much about human ingenuity.
So, what do you think about all this phantom thief stuff?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I think it's great. A caped figure darting down walkways beside moonlit canals, melting mist-like into the shadows, escaping not with stolen money, but stolen art.
Do you talk to Colin Baxter very much?
I try to talk to him, but he's so focused on his work. Having a decent conversation with him is virtually impossible. Once, while he was working, his cell phone rang. He immediately left the room to take the call, but as he was leaving, he picked up by saying, "This is Justin." Not Colin, Justin.
Looks like I'm going to have to pick this lock somehow. Looks like some cards are missing.
Fammi vedere un attimo, devo chiamare la mamma perché senza il suo permesso non posso andare da nessuna parte.
Oh my gosh, Bongo's coming back!
Vieni qui, piccioncino, vieni. Vola.
Gotcha!
Qualcosa per stasera per la cena?
Hello?
Dobbiamo andare al
What kind of message is that?
dei pomodori e
I
dei
better call
peperoni.
Sophia.
Chissà dove è un negozio?
Ma Giuseppe, tu non lo conoscevi?
Sì, ce n'è uno qui vicino, a 50 metri.
Nancy, you have tracked the pigeon.
After it left Fongo's, it flew to Campo Santa Margarita. It landed right next to this place called Casa de Giochi.
Casa de Giochi. You are sure?
Yeah? Is something wrong?
Casa de Giochi is a private club owned by Enrico Tazza. The police suspect that he fences stolen goods for big criminals like Leo Macchiano. If Fango is working for the Phantom, perhaps Tazza is working for him too. Look around the Casa de Giochi, Nancy. Talk to Tazza if you can. Get on his good side. See how much you can find out without making him suspicious. Was the pigeon carrying a message?
Yes, but all it says is hello in English, followed by an exclamation point.
There is a dot at the bottom of this exclamation point.
Yeah?
You must find a microscope and examine this dot, Nancy.
Boh, non c'è un ospedale qui vicino. Devi
mio.
andare in un altro posto,
Conosci
un'altra
un
città.
dottore?
Sì, è un amico mio. Ha lo studio qui vicino.
Andiamocene.
Andiamo, sì, vi accompagno io.
Another package?
want you both to know that I am very sorry if that American girl is bothering you. It was not my idea for her to stay here, believe you me.
Yikes, they're talking about me. I shouldn't listen,
She doesn't bother me.
Nor me. In fact, I rather like her.
but I'm going to anyway.
This is because she spends most of her time on the roof bothering me. She's always up there looking at buildings through binoculars. She says she wants to be an architect.
Well, if she wants to learn about architecture, she's certainly come to the right city. So, I noticed someone got a box of chocolates. You perhaps? From a secret admirer?
They're not for me. They're for someone named Il Dottore.
I thought that was someone's special name for you. How disappointing. Especially since I was going to ask you if I could have a piece.
Hello, Nancy.
Does Margarita know that you went to prison in England for art theft?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you, Colin?
My real name is Justin Beaumont. 2 years ago, I removed a Renoir from the private collection of a man to whom it was nothing more than a financial investment. I took it home so it would be appreciated as the masterpiece it was. Its former owner took issue with my actions. I was arrested, and I was sent to prison for a year. As for Margarita, she's the only one who knows. She says if I don't continue to work for her for next to nothing, she'll tell all her friends I have a criminal record, which would essentially end my career here in Venice, just like it ended my career back in England. If that were to happen, I'd be utterly lost.
How did Margarita find out?
I have no idea. She wouldn't tell me. What's worse, not only does she keep trying to get me to use substandard materials so she can save money on the renovations I'm doing for her, but she wants me to cover it up by lying to the Restoration Council about it. And for someone in my precarious position, let's just say resisting has been very, very difficult.
Hello again. Do you always wear that lock?
I've only had it a week. My boyfriend gave it to me just before I left.
I should have known. That explains why it is so, ordinary. Which is not a bad thing. It is just that, well, when one lives in Venezia, one becomes so used to true beauty that anything less tends to stand out like, dirt on a white rug.
I hear you've been using the fact that Colin has a criminal record to try to get him to do things that may not be totally legal.
Who tells you this? Colin, he says that? Because I do no such thing. It is him. He is the one who wants to break the law. Margarita, he says, pay me 1,000 euros, and I will find a way to save you 10,000 euros on your renovation. No, I tell him, lasciamo stare. But he keeps bringing it up.
He told me just the opposite.
He is telling you that cheating on the renovations was my idea? Oh, once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief. This is what I get for being nice. If and when people find out I hired such a man, I will be the laughingstock of Venezia. So please, Nancy, please, keep what you know to yourself.
Nancy, you have examined the microdot the pigeon was carrying?
I sure have. The message, which was written in English, said, Il Dottore requests you to change the safe room lock combination to 43556.
Il Dottore?
Yes, which is really interesting because in his office, Fongo has a poster of Commedia dell'arte masks. He's crossed out all but 5 of the masks, and among the ones that aren't crossed out are the Brighella mask.
The mask the Phantom wears.
Right, and the mask for Il Dottore wasn't crossed out either. And it was in the middle, like it was more important than the others. And when I went back to the place where I'm staying, a box of chocolates had just been delivered for someone named Il Dottore, which means it's very possible that Il Dottore is one of the people at the Ca' Nascosta.
Perhaps Fango and the Phantom and whoever else they are working with are going by the names of Commedia dell'arte characters. This would make it easier to secretly communicate with each other. And if that's true, perhaps those chocolates are a message of some kind. And if Il Dottore was at the center of that poster you saw, perhaps the person the message was meant for is the ringleader.
Just what I was thinking.
Here is what we will do. I will have a technician hide tracking devices in objects these people are likely to carry around with them. Then, when we know which of them is Il Dottore, we will activate the appropriate device and be able to follow him.
Hello, Nancy.
I came across this tessera and thought you might like it.
It's quite beautiful. All the more because it came from you. Thank you, Nancy. I shall treasure it.
Hello, Nancy.
I saw this case and thought you might like it to keep your sunglasses in.
You are giving me a gift? You do not have to do this, Nancy, but I like gifts. And this one, it is very nice. Grazie.
This looks interesting.
Nancy, what has happened?
I'm pretty sure Fongo sent his trained pigeon out with another message. Do you want me to track it?
No. Perhaps Tatsa sent the pigeon back to him saying he never got the first message, the one we intercepted. So perhaps Fongo is sending the first message again. If we intercept this one too, it could make them suspicious.
Okay by me. Just thought I'd let you know. Ciao.
Questo fantasma nell'opera?
No, non leggo più i giornali. Non ho i soldi per leggere i giornali.
What is your name?
Samantha Quick.
You are early, but please, come in.
No,
Enrico is at
è
the
il
scope
fantasma
table.
dell'opera.
Ah, sì?
Hanno fatto anche un film.
Secondo me Giuseppe è travestita.
Probabile,
Sì.
probabile.
Ah, sono Enrico Tazza. Benvenuta a Venezia.
I'm sorry, but if it's all right with you, I'd prefer to speak English.
Of course, whatever you wish. What a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting you until after Carnevale.
Is that a problem?
Oh, of course not. The sooner you get to work, the sooner we will be compensated. So, you're not only young and attractive, but enthusiastic as well. Tell me more about yourself, Samantha.
Well, I'm from the States, as you can tell, and I'm going to school in Switzerland, and now I'm here. And I think that's all that matters, don't you? Because frankly, telling my life story to someone wearing a mask is just a little too freaky for me.
I understand. Besides, having never met you before, I would have no way of knowing if what you tell me is a lie or the truth. I always wear the same costume for Carnevale. Why? Because I'm a very superstitious man. I believe that always doing things a certain way brings good fortune. For instance, I never discuss business with anyone unless and until that person beats me at the game of Scopa. It appears you have won, Samantha Quick. And because you beat me, we can finally talk business. I have a client who desires the Sad al-Melek sapphire. Have you heard of it?
Of course.
The Sad al-Melek is said to be the largest and most beautiful star sapphire in all of Europe. As you probably know, its current owner is a man named Vladimir Thanatos, who keeps it at the Palazzo Zateri, guarded by one of the most sophisticated security systems ever devised. Even someone with your youthful energy and talent will find stealing it a challenge. Which is why I suggest you contact Gina as soon as possible.
Gina, good idea.
The more time you give her, the more details on the system she will be able to give you.
Nancy, is everything all right?
Other than the fact that Enrico Tazza wants me to commit a felony for him, everything's fine.
He wants you to commit a crime?
He thinks I'm someone named Samantha Quick. Have you heard of her?
I'm not free to say.
Well, apparently she's a thief. A very good one. So good, he wants her, me, to steal the Sad al-Malik sapphire for him.
That is wonderful, Nancy.
It is?
The Sedal Melik was stolen years ago, so whoever you will be stealing it from is not its rightful owner anyway. And once this investigation is over, we can recover the sapphire from Tatsa. And if you steal it for him, he will truly think you are someone he can trust.
You'll help me, right?
Oh no. You must do this on your own. If we make it easy for you, he might become suspicious, and everything would be ruined.
What if I get caught?
We will let you go, of course. But you will be dropped from the case and be forced to leave Italy immediately.
Great.
As for this Samantha Quick person, do not worry. We will take care that she does not show up unexpectedly. You can do this, Nancy. You will do this. I am confident.
Oh, shoot. Fongo's on his way. Another card is missing. Z A T T E R E.
So, what's going on?
What made you decide to stay here this trip?
I met Margarita at a party last October, and when she heard I was going to need a place to stay when I made this trip, she practically begged me to stay here.
I could use some sleep.
Your locket's gone.
I know. He took it.
And the police found nothing? No fingerprints, or microfibers, or DNA, or TNT, or whatever it is they're always rooting around for these days?
They didn't find a thing, and they were here for hours. They're not even sure how he got in.
This is highly disturbing, Nancy. I sent you over there to unmask this villain, not to be victimized by him.
Believe me, Miss Rutherford, after what happened last night, I'm more determined than ever to catch this guy.
Well, having that trinket torn from your neck seems to have brought out the pluck in you. Whereas having that figurine stolen from the Piano Nobile seems to have brought out the greed in Margarita. When I reminded her that her insurance company would reimburse her for its loss, she was downright giddy.
Why do you say that? It's not my fault that figurine was stolen.
This could be interesting.
It most certainly is. You left the door unlocked.
I most certainly did not. You were the last one to leave last night.
I always lock the door. It's part of my routine.
You're just trying to blame someone else so you won't get fired. Oh, since you're not about to blame Nancy.
Indeed, I am not.
You're glad her locket got stolen, aren't you?
Don't be ridiculous.
You're the one who's being ridiculous. Interesting Chinese puzzle box. Where'd you get it?
Oops, there goes my pager. Whoa, that's Margarita. What's she doing there?
Hello, Nancy.
That box, it wasn't there before, was it?
No, in fact, I just won it in a card game. It's a Chinese puzzle box. Beautiful, isn't it?
Why do they call it a puzzle box?
Because to open it, you must solve a puzzle, something which so far I have been unable to do. It's very light, so even if I were able to open it, I doubt there'd be anything valuable inside.
Posso farle una domanda? Come mai tutte le gondole sono nere?
Per mettere in rilievo la pelle delicata e bianca.
Io pensavo che fosse...
Uh-oh. Your microscope isn't working. I can't see anything.
It was working fine a minute ago. How could you break it, Nancy? Something so vital to my work, so critical. How could you be so careless?
I'm pretty sure it's just a burned out bulb.
Oh. Well, I'll just have to find you another one. In the meantime, why don't you have a go at the mosaic? Use the tesserae from that bin and create a mosaic that looks just like that photograph. You've done it. Good for you. While you were doing that, I replaced the bulb in the microscope, so you're all set.
If you're here for the dance audition, take a look at the dance instruction book. When you think you're ready, put the cat suit on and get on stage. If you're good enough, you can keep the suit and come by anytime you want and dance some tips. Okay, let's see what you got. Okay. Woohoo! Nice. Not bad. Not bad. Incredible. Wonderful. Incredible. You go, girl. Not bad. Great job. Still some rough edges, though, so take that costume home and practice.
Hanno detto che è molto buono.
Caffè Gin Gin. Ah, lo conosco, è molto vicino.
Hello?
Who is this?
Nancy Drew?
Ah, this is Margarita. I had to leave the car, and I will not be back until tomorrow. I tell you this so you do not worry.
Is everything all right?
I must go now. I see you tomorrow. Ciao!
You have the sapphire?
Nope. You do.
Excellent work, Samantha Quick. I will... Excuse me. Pronto? You know the rules, Nico. I cannot tell you what your next target is. You keep a list in that Chinese puzzle box, no? When you shake it, that compartment opens up. Nico, no! How could you have lost it? Never mind. Go to the Capitano and get him to tell you. And when you go after the target, do not wear that costume. You are trying Il Dottore's patience. Okay, ciao. Where were we? Ah, your fee. Unfortunately, that is business, which means we cannot discuss it until you have once again beaten me in a game of Scopa. It appears you have won, Samantha Quick. I will wire your fee to the Swiss bank account set up by your agency within the hour.
I see you have recovered from having that locket ripped from your neck. That is what happens when one leaves a door unlocked after one has been told not to.
I saw you coming out of the Argonne building. Do you have an office there?
No, but I know someone who does. I wanted him to set up a wireless network here in the car. My friends, they all say it is something I must have. You saw me? That is strange. I did not see you.
I was in a shop across the street. I saw you through the window. So when will he set up the system?
Never. He said he does not do that kind of work anymore. which made me very angry because I found this flyer here in the car just last week. Look at it. Why would he print that and give it to people if he had no intention of doing what it says? It even came with a discount coupon. Ah, I do not like it when people waste my time.
Where did you find this?
Where it belongs, in the waste basket. I was not emptying it, I just saw it.
Welcome to the automated directory for Sonitrico. For personnel, press 1. For store locations, press 2. For communications, press 3. At any time, you may press 0 to return to the previous menu. Headquarters, our safe and secure store, is located near the fountain in the Campo Santa Maria Formosa.
I bet that's a safe room where they're keeping the stolen goods. Now the Re di Denari is missing. According to the list I found in that puzzle box, the Re di Denari is code for the Palazzo Orpello. I'll bet that's the next place they're going to hit. The Palazzo Orpello.
Nancy, what has happened?
Long story short, I think I know where the Phantom is going to strike next.
Where? Tell me.
I'm pretty sure he's going to steal something from the Palazzo Orpello.
You are pretty sure?
I'm really sure, as in almost positive. And I know his name is Nico. That's what Tatsa called him anyway.
Nico Petit. He's a thief we are very familiar with. He's not very smart, which is why we did not think he could be the Phantom. But if he is taking orders from someone, that is different. Here is the plan. I will call the GDIF and have them send us some agents to stake out the Palazzo Orpello. You must be there too.
I must? I mean, okay, sure.
But first, you need to do two things. You must give everyone at the Carnos Costa the objects which will allow us to track them.
Already did that. Although I think Colin may have left town with his.
We will worry about Colin later. Second, you must brush up on your Italian, so that during the stakeout you can understand what the agents are saying over the radios.
I'll take another look at the guide to basic Italian that's in my room.
Rosso, bianco, nero.
Hello, Nancy. All the tracking devices have been planted, and you have brushed up on your Italian?
Si.
Good. The stakeout will take place at midnight tonight. You and the GDIF agents will allow Nico to enter the Palazzo Orpello, then capture him when he tries to get away with whatever he has stolen. And so, I ask you, Nancy, are you sure you are ready to go on the stakeout?
I am ready.
Then good luck. We will talk again after Nico is captured.
Nancy, the four of us agents will be hiding in the courtyard waiting for Nico. We will call over the radio to tell you where we are and peek out from time to time. If you see Nico, let us know where he is and we will try to catch him. But don't give away our hiding places.
Dietro il gatto. Dietro l'albero. Dietro l'ombrello blu. Vicino alle gondole.
He's behind the statue. Nico hasn't admitted anything?
He does not admit that he is the Phantom. He does not even admit that he is Nico Petit. The police and the GDIF have been questioning him all night but have gotten nowhere.
So we still don't know who Il Dottore is.
And we do not know where any of the stolen artwork is. This is not good, Nancy. Now that Nico has been arrested, the theft ring may break up, and we may never recover the stolen goods.
Prudence is not going to like that. Was he carrying anything that might help us? A wallet, an address book?
I'm looking at the arrest report. Among the items that were taken from him were a silver trumpet that he had just stolen from the Palazzo Opello, a pen, some coins, some matches, a receipt for propano, I should say propane gas, a used tissue.
Wait a minute. Propane gas? This receipt, what was on it?
I will check the photocopy. It is just an ordinary receipt. It tells the date the gas was delivered, the amount. That is strange.
What's strange?
On the back, someone has written these numbers. 3447.
Catturare, il fantasma si è dileguato e diventato acqua.
Si è
Proprio
sciolto.
sciolto
Davvero?
come neve al sole.
E dove è andato?
I'll bet this is the safe and secure store that was mentioned on that fax machine. Killian. Where have I seen that name before? The address on this crate is the same address that was on that letter Helena dropped. Let me out of here! Hey! Open the door!
Nancy, I was starting to be worried about you.
It's Helena Berg. She's Il Dottore.
You are sure?
Yes, and I think she knows she's been busted. So you have to activate the tracking device I planted on her and find her before she escapes.
I will activate her device immediately. But because of Carnevale, there are no officers available to follow her. You will have to do this, Nancy.
You want me to track her?
After I have activated the tracking device, your PDA will show a picture of what method of transportation she has taken, whether she's traveling on foot, in a gondola, or by vaporetto. From time to time, it will also announce where she is.
Why can't it announce where she is all the time?
The transmission of a continuous signal would make the device too easy to detect. So please, Nancy, watch your PDA. It will tell you Helena's method of transportation and her last location. Use this information to figure out where she is headed so you can go to that place and intercept her. But you must move quickly or she will get away.
Gotcha! Helena! Don't try to hide from me, Helena.
Nancy, what are you doing here?
Getting my locket back.
What are you? A cop? A government agent? A thief? What? What do you want?
I'm just an amateur detective who wants what all decent people want. Justice.
I had a feeling you were up to something. Your sudden arrival at Nascosta, your feigned interest in Venice, always asking questions. You've been watching Fango from the Altena all this time, haven't you? And now the little spy wants her locket back. Well, good. Because you're not getting it back. Ever.
Ora! Ora!
Helena, stop! She's getting away!
Don't be too pleased with yourself, Nancy Drew. It's not over between us. Not by a long shot.
True to her word, Helena didn't go quietly. After she was arrested, she insisted that because of me, a silly American teenager, a terrible mistake had been made. She claimed that not only was she innocent, but the locket around her neck was hers. But after I showed the authorities everything I discovered, it became clear that all the thefts attributed to the Phantom of Venice were actually perpetrated by a gang, her gang. It started with Hildegard Killian, a wealthy pork belly heiress in Chicago, who gave Helena a list of the Venetian art objects for which she would happily pay a small fortune should Helena somehow obtain them for her. Inspired by what she had learned while covering the trial of criminal mastermind Leo Macchiano, Helena subtly pumped her sources in the police department for the names of known or suspected criminals who could serve her purposes, which enabled her to put together her very own theft ring made up of Antonio Fango, codename Il Capitano. Using everything from trained pigeons to chess notations to chocolates, he made sure everyone in the ring knew what they needed to know by the time they needed to know it. Gina Scaramuccia, a civil engineer familiar with practically every security system in existence, she determined the best way to steal an item and, via Il Capitano, passed this information along to Nico Petit, Brigella, who did the actual stealing. It was his idea to wear the mask and cape while pulling the heists, something of which Helena, Il Dottore, did not approve. He delivered what he stole to Enrico Tazza, Arlecchino. He hid the items in papier-mâché carnival costume heads and stashed them away until they could be shipped to Hildegard Killian. But thanks to Sophia and me, they're all on their way to prison. Prudence Rutherford was so delighted that all the stolen objects were recovered undamaged that she's decided to include me in her memoirs, which I guess I'm supposed to consider a great honor. Margarita is delighted too. Everyone thinks that because I was staying at Ca Nascosta, she was somehow instrumental in solving the case. She's suddenly the darling of Venetian high society, which for her is a dream come true. As for Colin, he called me once out of the blue. He had read about the Phantom's capture and had just one question. Did I get my locket back? When I said I had and was wearing it, there was a long silence, then he just hung up. For a while I felt bad. Then I remembered all those slides.